What if I told you the reason that you're stuck is because you're doing everything right, but the one thing you're doing wrong is that you've got things in the wrong order? Welcome to Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life. This podcast is for people ready to rise. I'm your host, Sanj, and my mission is simple. I want to help you break free from that self-sabotage. I want to help you unlock your full potential and become the person you were born to be. And today's episode is for anyone who's feeling stuck. Whether it's in your job, whether it's in your relationship, your fitness, or most importantly, your mindset. As I always say, when you master your mindset, you master your life. If you've ever said to yourself, I don't know what's wrong with me, I just can't seem to move forward, then listen to this episode. This episode is not motivational fluff. It's actually a proven, practical, and repeatable formula that will help you get out of the rut in any area of your life and start helping you to build real, lasting momentum. As I said, it's not that you're doing things wrong. You're doing all the right things, but just in the wrong order. And if you believe or if you feel stuck, just know that you're not the only one. Over 80% of people in the world feel stuck in at least one area of their life. And most of them stay stuck, not for days, not for weeks, not for months, but for years, if not decades. There are so many reasons. And it's not because that they don't care. It's not because that they're lazy. It's actually because they're missing the formula that will help them. Because the truth is that you already have the potential. You already have the desire. The fact you're listening to this podcast shows that. But desire without direction can actually lead to frustration. So today I'm going to help and give you the direction that you need to help you get to where you want to be. And by the end of this episode, you'll have an easy to implement strategy that you can use anytime when you feel stuck in your life. So first of all, let's talk about why you do feel stuck. Because it's a common thing. So many people feel stuck, at least in one area of their life. But the truth is a lot of them stay stuck and may remain stuck forever because they are unwilling to push themselves. They're not unwilling to learn. They're unwilling to ask for help, to actually go out there and admit that they're stuck. They will keep fooling themselves and they keep tricking themselves into believing that they're right. But the fact you're listening to this episode shows that you're not one of those people. You're not stuck because you're weak. You're stuck because of the way you're operating. Your strategy for getting results is just broken. And when you feel stuck, there's two things that happen. One of two things you'll do. One is you'll double down on your intensity. You'll try harder. You'll hustle more. You won't get any sleep, any rest, because you just feel you have to keep going. You have to keep pushing through. Or the second option that most people do is they shut down completely. They avoid things. They numb things. They procrastinate. This shows up in ways like, oh yeah, you sit there and every evening you're sitting there in front of Netflix. You're sitting there every weekend. You're going out drinking. Yeah, or they're never taking action on anything because they don't want to. They're shut down. Both of these are losing games. And let's use an example. Say your relationship is rocky. So you read a book, you plan a date night, and you try to communicate better. You give it everything you've got for a few days and then nothing changes. And then eventually you stop trying. Why? Because you were trying to fix the surface without addressing the root. Or let's say you're trying to get fit. You go all in for 1 week, two times a day, no carbs, no alcohol, but then by 10 you crash. Why? Because you didn't build it from a sustainable system. You just went full speed without direction. Being stuck, it isn't about effort. It's about the lack of clarity. It's about the lack of structure and the identity misalignment. And if you stay on this path, I can tell you what your future holds for you. It's you losing confidence. You stop trusting yourself. And worst of all, you end up starting to believe that change isn't possible for you. And I've seen it with So many clients, so many conversations I've had, so many people I've spoken to, they've tried things, it hasn't worked, and they just say, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. And then they settle. Are you willing to settle? Are you willing to actually turn around and say, or are you willing to turn around and say, you know what? Okay, this way didn't work for me. I'm going to try another way. You need to take a moment and think, what will your future look like if you turn around and settle? Is it something that you'll be excited about to be living? Is it a future where you're happy? A future where you're energized? A future where you're excited to wake up every day? Or does it look grey, mundane, just dull, just repetitive? Think about it. When you start actually changing these things, when you start actually putting yourself out there, actually thinking to yourself, you know what, I'm going to make these changes, that's when change will happen for you. Just by doubling down on your intensity, doing the same thing but just harder with no sleep, no rest, you're actually showing you're just proving Einstein's definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Or by shutting down completely, you're doing the exact opposite. You're just avoiding your life. You're not building a life that you want, you're escaping the one that you currently have. So, this is where you need to start actually gaining that clarity. This is where you need to gain that structure. And this is where you need to realign your identity. So, here's the simple, foolproof formula that I teach my clients to do when they're feeling stuck. You don't need more motivation. You don't need the right time. You don't need the right amount of money. This costs nothing and can be done immediately. Step one, and this is, you have to get it in this order. Step one is clarity on what matters most to you. Because the truth is, confusion kills momentum, but clarity will create it. A reason that most people feel stuck is because they're trying to do too much. They're trying to do too much. They're trying to have a job, be a parent, be a partner, be a son or daughter. Just they're trying to be everything to everyone. And all the things that they're taking it on without a clear target in mind. So here's what I want you to do. Take a moment, pause this, and ask yourself, what is one area of your life, if it improved, would create a ripple effect everywhere else? Don't say everything. Pick one. Be specific. Maybe it's your health. If you were healthier, you'd be able to play with your kids more. You'd be able to go for long walks with your partner. You'd be able to actually have the body that you're really confident in. Maybe it's your marriage, actually having a better marriage, better communication within the marriage. You'll actually feel happier, more loved. You'll be more affectionate to your wife, and it will actually help improve other areas of your life. Maybe it's your mindset where you need to just shift some of the negativity that's in your mind right now, and you need to start being more positive and seeing all the positive around you. So once you choose that area, define in great detail, be specific what success looks like to you. Not, I want to get healthy. Not, I want to lose weight. Just, I want to lose 20 pounds so I can feel energized when I wake up and I'm not tired when I'm running around playing with my kids. Not, I want a better marriage. Say, I want to feel connected to my wife or my husband every day and have real open communication. Not, oh yeah, I want to be less negative. No, I want to actually be more positive. I want to cut back on the negative self-talk, and I want to start talking to myself in a more loving and caring way. Without clarity, there is no power. Then the next thing is to commit to the smallest possible action. Action ends anxiety and progress beats perfection. And this is where most people screw up. They try and leap instead of taking a small step. If your goal is to lose 20 pounds, your first action is not a 6-week diet and intense workouts. Your first action may be drinking a glass of water instead of that coffee with 2 sugars. Maybe it's actually going for a 5-minute walk every day, taking the stairs instead of the lift. That's it. Make your action so small, it's silly to say no to it. Momentum does not come from massive effort. It actually comes from your small wins, which are stacked daily. And every time you take one small action, you're casting a vote for the kind of person you want to be. And finally, build an identity that matches your goals. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your identity. So if you want to stay unstuck long term, this is a shift that you need. Stop saying you're trying to lose weight. Start saying, I'm losing weight and I show up and commit to what I'm doing every single day. And this is how the best people in the world operate. They don't try and act motivated, they act like the person they want to become. When you start to believe you're the kind of person who follows through, the one who takes care of their body, the one who leads their family, the one who handles their business, that belief actually drives your behavior. And when you actually start to believe and see that shift in behavior, that shift in behavior is what's going to create the results that you want. So the formula is step 1, get clear on the one area of that matters most in your life right now, whether it's money, whether it's relationships, whether it's happiness, whatever. Just get clear on that one area, crystal clear. Step 2, take one tiny step so it's so impossible for you to actually fail. And step 3 is shift your identity to align with the person that you're becoming. That's it. That's all you need to do. Just rinse and repeat. Every time you feel stuck, come back to this 3-step method. So now it's your turn. So stop right now and answer this question. If nothing changed in your life for 5 years, would you be happy with that? If the answer is no, if you actually find yourself actually irritated if you would be in the same place, then the answer is this 3-step process. Choose one area of your life to focus on, set a 5-minute timer and take one micro action, and then DM me on Instagram and tell me what action you took. I want to hear it and I'll personally respond. At just.live.coaching. And if this episode hits home for you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Text it to a family member, to a friend, to your workout partner, to your co-worker. Let's create a ripple effect. I want to impact the world in a positive way. So help me do that by sharing, by liking, and by commenting on this podcast. Remember, you are not stuck because you're broken. You're stuck because you've been playing by the wrong rules. So now you've got the right formula. Apply it, share it, and remember that this is the day that you start to break free. I'm here in your corner. Let's go. When you shift your mindset and start to take action and you start to actually master your life.